when NXT said that they were going to take over, they were not fucking lying. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. And tonight I'm going to be giving you guys the result of NXT Vengeance Day, which was the first premium live event on the road for NXT in over 4 years. And the last time NXT was on the road, that was not Stand and Deliver from last year's event. It was actually none other than NXT TakeOver Portland, where we had an incredible NXT North American title match between Dijak and Keith Lee, as well as an incredible NXT title match between Tommaso Ciampa and Adam Cole. This night here, Vengeance Day, no different. No fucking different. But the question is, how good was it? Well, I'm going to reveal the results tonight, right now. But I'm also going to be doing a review of the entire card this Monday on my series WWE's Biggest Issue. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. If you guys don't know, I always give my rating on each match that was on the card and just rate the whole show all entirely from 1 star to 5 stars. I'll be doing that on Monday, but tonight is the full result of the show. And before we get into the video, if you guys enjoyed it and you guys want to see more premium live event predictions and results in the future, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. The links will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. Let's kick things off. Let's kick off this video the same way that TakeOver Portland kicked off, and that is with the NXT North American title between Dijak, the challenger, and Wes Lee, the champion. And I'm gonna be honest here, this was basically everything we had expected from a North American title match. The battle between David versus Goliath, this was everything we had expected. Near fall after near fall, big move after big move. There was even a moment where Dijak literally was this close from becoming North American champion. But the closing moments of the match, Dijak had Wes Lee sit in a chair, broom right between the armrest, the openings of the armrest. Super kick to Wes Lee, but as Dijak was about to hit a moonsault, for some odd fucking reason, Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo pushed Wes Lee out of the way and took the bullet for Wes Lee, which gave Wes Lee the chance to hit Dijak with that big, massive Pele kick that he used to retain the NXT North American title against Carmelo Hayes, to retain the title against Dijak here tonight. Honestly, it was everything we had expected, because we knew that Tony D'Angelo wanted a shot at the NXT North American title, and he did. I believe at New Year's Evil, if I remember correctly, and with Tony D'Angelo out of the picture, that gave Wes Lee the chance to put his focus all on Dijak, and he did. But Tony D was able to save Wes Lee. But the question is, why though? Why did he do that? I guess we will find out this coming Tuesday on NXT. Next up, we have a very odd matchup for the NXT Women's Tag Team titles between the longest reigning champions, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, and the newly formed team of Kiana James and Fallon Henley. And this team was formed solely based on the fact that Kiana James and Brooks Jensen actually like each other, which is very bizarre. Who would have ever thought, right? A heel like Kiana James and a babyface like Brooks Jensen. Who would have ever thought, right? But Fallon Henley was okay for the team. solely because she was good friends with Brooks Jensen, and she supported 100%. This one was no different. We thought there would be a massive fallout between both James and Fallon, but it was not the case. They gelled so perfectly together. I'm surprised that the results, it will shock you. Right when Chance and Carter were about to hit their big finish, Kiana James pushed Katana Chance off the top rope, landed onto the floor, and that gave Fallon Henley the chance to roll up Kaden Carter, and Kiana James grabbed Carter's feet for a 1, 2, 3, and new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, thus breaking Chance and Carter's reign as Tag Team Champions of well over 200 days, which is absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like that before, but four dogs, 3 of them bark for no reason at all. Anyway, big shout out to both Kiana James and Fallon Henley on becoming the new Tag Team Champions. I gotta hand it to them, they actually pulled it off. But the question is, how long can it last? Guess we'll find out. And speaking of things lasting, we move on to a very interesting matchup. 2 out of 3 falls. Carmelo Hayes, Apollo Crews. This was not what we were expecting. We thought that it was gonna be someone picking up the victory, 2 falls to 1, but it wasn't the case. The first fall, Carmelo Hayes made Apollo Crews tap out to a crossface, which we did not expect that at all. Trick Williams had decided to expose the top turnbuckle, which gave the return of Daba Kato. I'm sure you guys are probably curious about who Daba Kato is. Well, let me bring up this name. Commander Aziz. Does that name ring a bell? Yeah? Well, yeah, Commander Aziz, or Daba Kato now, returned to NXT, and he helped Apollo Crews pick up the second fall. But it completely backfired, and a clean sweep, as Carmelo Hayes pinned Apollo Crews for the clean sweep. Now, just when we thought these two, Crews and Daba Kato, were gonna hug it out in a massive reunion, heel turn. Daba Kato turns his back on Apollo Crews. Can't say I'm surprised. I can't say that I was surprised, but at the same time, it's like, why? Why? What the fuck? But it is what it is. We don't really know exactly what Daba Kato's intentions are for NXT. I know that he was originally a part of NXT, I think several years ago. I think back in 2018. Originally, he was known as Bubba Tunde, but when Shane McMahon brought in Raw Underground during the COVID-19 pandemic, and then of course, when Raw and SmackDown were a part of the Thunderdome era, he became known as Daba Kato, and then became Commander Aziz, and now is back to being Daba Kato. So I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what to expect from Daba Kato in NXT. I don't know if he has his eyes on Championship Gold, if he's just there to dominate. I don't know what the hell his intentions are, but I can guarantee you that Crews ain't done with Daba Kato. He ain't done. But we now move on to the third of 5 title matches on the card. This one was for the NXT Men's Tag Team titles between the champions The New Day, Chase University's Andre Chase, and of course Duke Hudson. Pretty deadly. And of course, one of my personal favorites, Gallus. This was basically everything you would have expected out of a Fatal 4-Way. Back and forth, non-stop action, just pure bedlam, pure fucking chaos. Near fall after near fall. It was close. Like, legit, like, close. But in the end, Gallus with the very move that they used to become NXT UK Tag Team Champions, they were able to use it on the New Day's Xavier Woods and picked up the 1-2-3, and now it is truly Gallus boys on top. But the question now becomes, when exactly are we going to see Joe Coffey back in NXT? That is the big question. Honestly, at this point, it's hard to say. We don't even know ourselves. But I can tell you one thing right now. Joe Coffey is elated to see his boys on top. Don't get me wrong. New Day having the NXT Tag Team titles was amazing. I honestly don't know if they're going to get a rematch for the titles. But even if they did, I can guarantee you, Gallus boys are going to remain champions for a very long time. For all we know, they could replicate their run as NXT UK Tag Team Champions and hold on to them for well over a year and a half, which is a possibility, but only time will tell. We now move on to the NXT Women's title between Roxanne Perez, the champion, and both members of Toxic Attraction, JC Jane and Gigi Dolan. Honestly, this was... It was everything we had expected for the most part, but honestly, it could have been better in my opinion as far as the alliance of Toxic Attraction goes. But honestly, this was pretty nuts, absolutely insane. Dolan and Jane basically made it a true triple threat, beating the hell out of each other, and Roxanne Perez was able to exploit that and use that to her advantage, which gave her what happened in the closing moments. Obviously, Toxic Attraction wanted to put Roxanne Perez through a table. That did not come to pass, as Gigi Dolan was sent through the table herself, which gave Roxanne the opportunity to hit Pop Rocks onto JC Jane from the top rope to retain the NXT Women's title. Now the question becomes this: who's next in line for Roxanne Perez and the NXT Women's title? Honestly, there's a long list of chicks there is a long list of female talent. I know I said chicks, I shouldn't have said that, but there's a long list of female talent in the back in that locker room who would be more than happy to challenge Roxanne for the title. You got Kiana James, you got Fallon Henley, Kaden Carter, you've got Cora Jade, you've got Lash Legend as well. So you got a lot of people there. But the question is, who's next? We will find out at some point. But big shout out to Roxanne Perez. She deserved that victory. That was her match. But we now move on to the main event for the NXT title inside a steel cage, and we found out during the kickoff show that normally with a steel cage, it's pinfall submission or escaping the cage with both feet hitting the floor. Not this time. Shawn Michaels said the only way to win is by pinfall or submission. You cannot escape to win. Grayson Waller tried that. He tried that numerous times against Braun Breaker, but it was all for naught. I have to admit, this was everything that we had expected from a bitter rivalry between these two, you know. And the thing is that the last time they were in the cage together, guess what? War Games. It was inside of War Games. Team 2.0 versus Team Black and Gold, and 2.0 was able to pick up that victory. And who picked up the victory from Team 2.0? Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker pinned Tommaso Ciampa which is what gave him his opportunity at the NXT title at New Year's Evil in 2021, which last year in 2022. That's what gave him that victory. And I'm gonna be honest here, this match was everything we had expected. This was as personal and as bitter as it could have fucking got. There were no words to describe how crazy this match was, but in the end, at the closing moments, Braun Breaker said that it was his NXT. Grayson Waller shoved him. Said, no, you don't got the balls to end this. Bam, massive spear to Grayson Waller. 1, 2, 3, still champion Braun Breaker. And we found out that now Carmelo Hayes has his eyes on the NXT title. And with his victory over Apollo Crews earlier on in the night, the question now becomes, are we going to see this match happen? And if so, when? Are we going to see it sometime in the next month or so? Are we going to see it at NXT Stand and Deliver? All these questions will be answered in the coming weeks on NXT, but this brings me to the question of the day, which is this. Among the card, out of all the matches that was on the card, what match do you believe was the match of the night? Let me know down in the comments below, and that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more premium live event results and predictions in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. Links will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.